Welcome back. You're watching Hunter x Hunter, and I'm not going to waste any of your time because, well, we are well in the ways of the invasion into the palace. The king being escorted away on a golden dragon. The battle with the royal guards heating up, with only Nefertiti being kept busy with surgery, although that might change relatively quickly. There is a lot to take in, a lot going on. The only one that's not really in immediate danger would be a cargo who's travelling down the elevator. But what's he going to see on the other end? I think we should find out. And you've got Knuckle being the distraction, calling him out. Hopefully giving Shoot a few more seconds to try and get stuff together. Unfortunately, a light graze reduced the interest by half. What's he gonna do now? And sure, just trying to get a few more seconds, increase the time, keep it going until until he goes bust, but it's gonna take a while. And while we have Shoot in such a disrepair, might be the right word, completely crushed leg, scratches and scars all over him. Where exactly, does he have any more fight in him to give, essentially? I don't think that by the end of all of this, the Chimera Ants are going to have fared all too well. Since we do need to move on with the story, just at least some of them got out, like Colt. Oh yeah. Is it because of the extra emphasis on formality that he put on the name there? Would Flutter have not had the... Would he have been the same kind of seniority? Much like we've seen with other characters, being able to tell, or being able to use an opponent's Nen abilities, even if it is taking control of their corpse this time, rather than, say, with Lior's favor system. And she's a good use that I like. I like the pencil sketch shadows and whatnot. Like we're... Oh. A large battery of artillery units there. Was called back up to the surface. Ah. I was going to say, the scale, was it confirming that there's more weight there in Flutter than it should be? Hmm. Ah. But was the alarm... Oh, okay. How did he get the code? Sleeping gas. That's a rather nice way of doing it straight away. Well, yeah, being able to... Well, letting the code slip there for someone else to try and use. Yeah. Hmm. Understandable. So they'd be exempt from the weight. I mean, what, just wearing slightly heavier clothes and some bigger shoes could get you locked into the elevator? Granted, the Khmer ants don't really wear shoes, but still. Or if they just had an exceedingly large lunch. The smell of decay. Well, decay and shellfish. Oh, lovely combination. Smells like squid. Or maybe. So is he going... Ah. Is he going in... He's going in blind, essentially. But what if they are all working together against him? Hmm. Was he that cunning? What could their plan be? An ambush. Well then, easy. Don't stand in front of the doors. Now, what's that film that immediately reminded me of? This is all for his plan. Probably a good idea to... Oh yeah. Probably a good idea to identify where people are, especially after the dragon's dive obliterated this place. He didn't go with them. How's this little family reunion going to go down, though? Do they have time to say hello? He'll take his fee and leave. Hmm. Bye. So many words left unspoken, so many feelings not not experienced, mainly for the mission, not bring in unwarranted distractions. The issue is now we've seen Shoot flit around with his fist mobility. Knuckle doesn't really have that, so what's he going to do in this situation? How's he going to keep out of reach. With sheer grit and determination, he's going to try something. Do. The number is changed. He learns quickly that it is not very effective. Also, is that going to piss him off more, the fact he can't harm it? The longer he spends pissing about with that and realizing it's not doing anything. Did he? Yeah, he'll take his leave now. Quite the it's a meaty knuckle. But taking the extra time to get a little bit of distance, try to get a few 10 seconds more. Give Shoot a little time to recuperate from his battle. Take a defiant stroll through the palace. It's weaving about. Yeah. He's been through a lot. I didn't expect him to be able to get out of this unscathed, but is this where his mission is over? So as long as he can just stay conscious, even if it's by a narrow margin. He can still fight in his own way there. Slightly different from when we first met him. And the fact that you've now got him who's so kind of like Knuckle, wishes to reach out and do something. I just had a thought. Would Meliron be able to write a note and then have that out of his possession, and now it's readable? It's to continue on in his little speed walk, his not quite jog. And we're going through so much just to achieve small wins. This ballroom has seen better days. Who, if any, is he going to run into? And his few deep breaths, go on now, but in this moment, Who's going to notice that? Hang on, there was something there in the corner. But he's just bought himself, at minimum, another minute. At least that side of the plan is going unimpeded, apparently. The fact he is just wandering around the palace, we know that there's a few others that are, case in point, also searching. And if it's, hang on a sec, why are you wandering about here? How's he going to be able to escape the nose of this one? He's so close, and there's really not much you can do right now. Yep. Let it go, quickly breathe, and try and change location. Otherwise, he's going to go immediately right to where he is. I mean, you can breathe faster than that. Come on. Even just the briefest of moments there. You're now perfectly concealed again. Why stay where you literally just were? Channeling his suspicion into a weapon. Well, let's hope he's not overly paranoid. Egg on your face. I don't suspect that he'll just stroll around the corner acting as if nothing's happened. Firing off the first volley. If you do have something that can interact and lock on through God's plan or whatever it was, that'd be dangerous. Loaded with a question. There it is. So several questions that I had just now have been answered, which is nice. Is he also going to suspicious of his own ability? This might be going a little far now. Well, actually, he wasn't going to use it to its full capabilities. Surely being a king is more hassle than it's worth. Everything that we've seen so far has gone to that. Is he going to be able to pick up a faint scent from where he stood? Now, who could achieve that level of presence erosion? They're around. Since they immediately wanted to try and avoid him, especially, but why is he being left out? So many. He's not even worth the battle. Yeah, that's it. Maybe it's time just to go home. Being the king isn't worth it. So the suspicions have raised in himself. He's unsure of what he should be fighting for right now. I mean, it would be a nice addition to the ranks with God and Killer and whatnot. Might be difficult getting that across though at this moment. Everyone else might be a little skeptical of their sudden switching of sides. I just looked at the time. We're not gonna get the start of this battle, are we? As long as I see what's on the other side of the door, I might be placated. Are they going to get the wrong idea of what's actually going on here? She is very much concentrating on the task at hand. Are the tears going to bring him back from... Oh, she's not crying anymore. There's no stopping that train. That boy is angry. And completely understandable. It's been so long since we've had the interactions with Kite and Puppet Kite. All of that anger has been simmering away for a while and eating away from him. Now that the target of those emotions are right in front of him, might be a little difficult holding himself back. Hopefully it doesn't cloud his judgment or anything, though. Considering that Nefertiti has been putting in the effort to repair the damage done to Komogi there, I believe it would be successful because we kind of need her to... Well, for the king's story, isn't it? If she dies now... then so much hard work that she's unassumingly put into all of this will be all for naught, will be wiped out. Would the king be able to contain himself if the one thing in this world that actually kind of gave him a bit of meaning and wanting to care for something other than himself, if that just gets taken away from him, oh boy. But with Welfin, it's so amusing seeing, with him being introduced as the skeptic, the one who's suspicious of everything, even his abilities based around questions and answers and skepticism. Him now overthinking And, should I even be fighting on this side? Or it might not be the best. He's going to be trapped in his own vortex of paranoia. How many turncoats, moles, traitors are there amongst the midst? How many people are actually in the palace? Can't be that many. If there's already 3 that he suspects, well, that's like half the Chimera on standby. And considering he wasn't exactly upholding to the king or doing this out of a will to protect him or continue on that lineage, what does that make him? And I just thought, there's probably going to be comments about this now. The name that Flutter mentioned, there wasn't some random person I hadn't heard of, was it? There wasn't someone where he was giving a station above what it should be, considering it's Flutter. No, that was the previous name for, before Leo changed it, wasn't it? So Flutter would never call him that, he would call him Leo now. Gotcha. If I'm right, then I've worked it out. If I'm not, then I'm still missing something. Ah, my memory. And speaking of, well, Ikago going down the elevator with such stringent checks in place. Even if he finds Palm, how the hell is he getting out? She doesn't have a code of her own to be able to move around unfettered. And that is if there's anything for him to actually find. Palm's been missing for so long with so little details given out. I'm sure there's actually something to be seen. I just don't know what would be on that other side. And considering he knows very little about her apart from brief descriptions. What if she is fine and they just pass each other in the night kind of thing? And even though certain issues look almost too much for them to handle, Shoot being able to now get a little respite, a little bit of rest from the fight. Him now holding his own battle against unconsciousness. What does the hotel refrigerator actually do? I know it holds in there the body parts like we saw when he was doing it against Killua, but was it anything additional to that? I can't remember the aspect of his ability. I'm sure someone will tell me. But also, going forward, the grandfather assassin, Zeno is, he's done his job. He's now off. He's got his payment. He's done what he was briefed to do. Everything else, well, it's up to you now. He saw Killua, he was like, mate, well, you've got your own quarry here. In fact, we are seeing not a lot of what's going on inside the Misty prison. How's Poof's battle going on there? Are they going to sit down for a nice serenade, some music and a chat? He does seem the most open to conversation, but also most shut off from conversation. Since if it doesn't revolve around the king and actually keeping him safe, then it's of no consequence the fact he was considering getting rid of Komogi because it's interfering with the king being as good as he can be. Next episode, well, I say this for pretty much all of them, next episode is going to be something. Every episode for the past 5 has been something. Really feel like watching them all now. If you've enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. Maybe, if you're feeling generous enough, consider joining onto my Discord as well. But for now, take a deep breath. Try to get some rest. I'll see you in the next one. I would be much more skeptical and suspicious about everyone and anyone that actually watches the channel if it wasn't for my patrons, because they actually give me the benefit of the doubt, knowing that not only someone out there actually enjoys it, but wants to do a little bit more. So, until I see any of you skulking around corners, I currently need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Cardboard, Shiwan, Matt, Akne, Guado, Danny Sui, Light Wizard 91, Kite, Diego Zenhausen, Tori Jane, SZ9870, Groyville, Maxwell, Mega42, The Hazel 01, and everyone else.